Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Lathbury Gibraltar Premier League game between Lathbury Lightning and the Calpe Giants. We're just getting the players ready and they'll be on the pitch shortly. Calpe Giants have won the toss and elected to bat. Here we are with the opening delivery. Jack Horrocks to open the bowling for Lathbury Lightning. Paddy gets that away for a single and it's 1 for 0 after 1. Jack coming in with the second ball of the over. And Brian just puts a forward defensive to that and there's no run. I'd like to thank our sponsors again, Lathbury, this evening for sponsoring the whole league, and I agree. I know a lot of people who have watched a few games and it's been very enjoyable. Here comes Jack with the third delivery. There's another dot ball. It's a good opening over here from Jack. He's putting pressure on the batsman. Lathbury Lightning have been really convincing in their 7 matches so far in the league. Have won all 7 and looked a powerhouse, to be honest. So this opening spell again is just adding to the power that they seem to have. They just get edged away there by Brian for a single, and it's 2 for 0, Calpe Giants. Paddy just knocks it off his legs. There's a bit of foot fielding and just for a single there to Paddy. Jack's just got the 1 left in the over. So far, over's only gone for 3, so it's been a pretty good start. Although a boundary here might just give the edge to the Giants in the early stages here. It's just a single and it's well fielded. It's 4 for 0 after the first over. Got Louis Bruce with the second over of the game. It's 4 for 0 to get after the first over. Louis Bruce again selected for the Gibraltar national team, and I don't think there's anything this 16-year-old can't do. He really is a bit of a teen sensation. So I'm excited to see what he delivers this evening. He comes into bowl. It's just nudged away by Brian, and there's 1 run. Lathbury are looking to really build on what has been a fantastic tournament for them here, and even 7 wins out of 7, there's still not been any extras to this point. First 7 balls in, it's a big hit from Paddy. He gets a couple of runs for that, just fielded but the boundary there. Louis Bruce in again, and it's just a single to Paddy. Brian just chips that into the offside, and it's just 1 run. Paddy on strike. Ooh, it goes up, ball goes up in the air, just chips away, and it's just a single. It's great bowling there to end the over from Louis Bruce, and the score is 10 without loss after 2 overs. Jack coming back into the attack for his second over. It's hit into the leg side by Paddy for a single. Solid bowling again there from Jack, just a dot ball. As Jack coming back into the bowl, and Brian chips it into the leg side. Could be going all the way. It does, it goes for 4 runs. It's a lovely shot from Brian. I'd like to welcome Harsh to the commentary box this evening. Evening, Harsh.
Thank you so much, Archie. How are you feeling today?
Not too bad.
Took one for the team.
I did take one for the team a few weeks ago, but I'm back on the mend, and I've been told at the end of June that the cast has come off and a bit of physio, and hopefully be back out on the field sometime soon.
That's brilliant.
Oh, it's the first wide, first extra of the evening there.
Haven't seen Georgie play much cricket though. Would love to see
Oh no, I'm not sure anybody needs to see me play cricket, to be totally honest with you. I'll stick to the scoring or perhaps the umpiring. That's probably my preferred option.
League winners, I should say, have played.
Oh, that's a big hit from Brian, but does it make it all the way?
It's a Sam.
Oh, Matt, it's Matt Whelan.
It's not Matt Whelan.
No, it's not.
Sam.
Sam. Apologies. Good catch from Sam there. Now 16 for 1 after 2.4 overs, and it's an early breakthrough for Lathbury Lightning. $16 for 1 off 2.4 overs, and we've got Lorne Burns coming to the crease. And Lorne's been in spectacular form in the last few matches. I was here for his innings against the Hardings Hurricanes the other night, and he was in sensational form. I believe it was something like 85 runs off 30 or 40 balls.
For a century, actually.
Oh, was it? No, it wasn't Hardings. Who were they playing the other?
That was Lathbury, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Lathbury. You're
Hardings, I was right at the other end of the mauling, so I remember it very clearly.
Oh no, it wasn't Lathbury. It was the Mid Vikings they were playing. Apologies, it was the Mid Vikings. Get my Lawn off the mark with a single there.
Single from Patrick Ashford.
Sorry.
Obviously, Lon Burns, I could close my eyes and say I'm pretty sure he's the leading run scorer for the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs to look at that chart. I think we know the answer to that one already.
Lathbury Lathbury Lightning still haven't lost a single game.
Well, there was an appeal there for
Huge
an edge, but I don't believe there was anything on that. I think that was a good decision by the umpire, and that's I believe that's over.
End of the over.
So it's 17 for 1 after 3 overs. Louis Bruce continues his spell. I was saying as House joined me tonight, I don't think there's anything that Louis can't do, really. 16 years old, he's got so much talent. He really does. Quite envious, me.
Yeah, I was still playing school cricket at 16. Playing school cricket. And that's when I was actually scoring runs too. Good old days. Lovely pick up.
Yeah, it's just a single to Paddy. Straight down the ground. He just didn't quite get it in between the two fielders there, so just a single.
Yeah, last night we saw 200 being chased down in the best part of 16 overs.
I believe it was something like 70 odd runs off 30 balls or something from Mr. Was it
Stagno?
Stagno, yeah.
I was on the receiving end as well, so hit me for a 6 and a 4 in 2 balls.
Oh.
But he scored 73 of 22.
73 off 22. That's it. That's some going, isn't it? It's got to be in this format. The quickest 73 I've seen.
Changed the game really. I mean, you take those 73 runs away, and all of a sudden they would have been in a spotted water. But obviously, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be called a bicycle. So there's no ifs and buts in cricket.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And that's a lovely little shot by Paddy down the ground. And he has found the gap, and that's 4 runs.
He makes the most of his long levers and his height, Paddy Hatchman. And obviously comes from a family of bats. Everyone has massive bats, and lots of them. Rico is known as the bat holder in jib cricket.
Rick Hatchman, he's currently circling the field here, just admiring his brother's work there. That was a lovely shot by Paddy. Oh, here he goes again.
3 people underneath it, and Blaze has
it's
unfortunately been dropped. Unfortunately been dropped by Blaze Cook at fine leg. Blaze looking rather lively today, though.
Yeah, he's making his Jib Premier League debut, so I imagine there's excitement plus a few nerves there. And Louis to 4th ball of the over for Louis Bruce here. And that's just chipped away by Lorne for a single. Lizzie, a lovely bit of fielding there from Lizzie. And we've got 1 to come now in the over.
Leg by. I thought the umpire was signaling leg buys, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the biggest outside edge I've ever seen.
No, yeah. And the umpire just checking the score was here, that it was just a 1 to come in the over. That is the final ball of the over, and the score is 25 for 1 after 4 overs. Jack Horrocks to continue with his 3rd over of his spell. That's a solid delivery there with Jack, just chipped into the leg side for no run.
Jack Horrocks steaming in with his left arm quick.
That's oh! That was a direct hit there. That could have been quite interesting. That's just a single to.
To be fair, it was far from a direct hit, but if it was, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if it It was just a little bit off, but if it would have just clipped the edge of the bails or the stumps there, that would have been interesting.
Full toss, put away, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce, 4.
That was dispatched there by
Paddy Hatchman.
Hatchman. And with consummate ease, the Lathbury Giants moved to 30 for 1 in the 5th over.
Bit of activity straight down the ground.
Yeah, I believe it was just a spectator just watching from outside the ground, and it was straight in the eyesight of the batsman. So he just asked if he could just move slightly to his left or right.
Oh, another full toss dipping Yorker. Well bowled from Jack Horrocks.
That's a top ball.
Another full toss.
Just a single to Paddy. And we're 31 for 1 off 4.5. Lorne just got the one delivery to face here, and this is obviously the end of Jack's 3rd over. I think he'd be quite pleased if he can just get through this ball, because I feel there'll have to be a change in bowling from the Lightning, and we know that if it is a second or change bowler, that Lorne is going to be out to attack that bowler.
And just about 7 balls left to the power play. Pretty sure Lorne would be sizing up the cow corner region. He loves to play shots there. Just guided down to Suresh at mid-wicket for a single.
It's 32 for 1 after 5 overs.
Louis Bruce to finish off the power play. Seems like it. You can see James Fitzgerald warming up in distance. Might be the first change coming on. Some party music going on right behind this.
Dot ball from Louis Bruce to start the new over.
Quite the party going on, really.
Yeah,
next
it's.
to it.
I think someone's got their
17 again.
their party hat on in the background here. I don't think we need any music really, provided for cricket ball. We've got an instant radio turned up. You know?
Obviously,
it's
summer's
just,
here in Jib. Lovely time to visit.
Just a quick run single there, and backing back to the cricket.
Lovely
Yeah,
time
the
to visit.
weather has really turned here in Jib in the last week or so. We've
The
had
tourism is off the
some,
charts as well.
some lovely weather, and yes, people seem to be back in force, which is great to see.
Oh, could be close.
Ooh,
Suresh completely
definitely a
misses the mark there.
run out chance, but wasn't
But
quite
well
on
collected.
target.
Yep, well collected. Just the throw was a bit off from Suresh. Avinash Pai, the captain, applauding from the sidelines, having a lovely family time and watching the team at the same time. He's a true family man and a true team man. Oh, that would be close. And not given. Direct hit from Louis Bruce in an attempt to run out Paddy Hatchman. but not given. Looked pretty close from here, but obviously...
Difficult to tell, and obviously square leg was in the best position there, and
Absolutely.
looks like he just about scraped home. I would have said he must have just got over the line. An X shot there,
Up here.
and it's caught. And that's Paddy caught there.
By Jack Horrocks, it seems.
Jack Horrocks, yeah. Off the bowling of Lou Bruce, and we're 35 for 2 off 5.5 overs. The new batsman is Seb Maynard. He's gone down to the non-strikers end. It's Lawn to take the last delivery of the over.
Last delivery of the power play. 6 and over. You'd be safe to assume that.
That's a lovely bit of bowling from Lou Bruce. The dot ball.
Safe to assume that Lathbury has won the power play, but obviously, in the grand scheme of things. Oh, Jack Horrocks is bowling out. Fourth over.
Yep, 4th over for Jack Horrocks and
Classic test match bowling.
consecutive. Yeah. So far, 3 overs, 1 for 18. Maybe looking to get that second wicket and trying to maybe keep below that 25 runs, and you'd say he's had a good spell then. So in comes Jack. Oh, and he's bowled him.
He's been absolutely castled, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you cannot be given you cannot give a no ball if it misses everything and hits the stumps.
Yeah, I don't think it was a no ball. It looks okay for height. It just looked like it just went straight through. He has had a word with the umpire, and the umpire said no, it stayed within the height restrictions. So there we go. It's another wicket. It's that second wicket for Jack Horrocks that we were talking about. Strict clean bowled.
Rico
And
coming in.
Vic Hatchman is the new batsman. .35 for 3 after 6.1 overs.
He's got a wonderful 60 odd a few weeks ago.
I was watching a little bit of the Malta tour and I thought he was in very destructive form in a couple of little cameos that he played. So it'd be great to see some of that from Rick again tonight.
Great ambassador for Jib Cricket as well.
Mr. Vice President.
Yeah, puts in a lot of work for Jib Cricket as an organisation.
Absolutely.
And thoroughly enjoys his cricket.
Absolutely well-loved member of Jib Cricket as well. I think there's one of those 4 or 5 people you could put in a bracket that if it wasn't for them, would we have Jib Cricket? I'm not sure. He's an absolute hero of ours here in the commentary box, and we wish him well tonight, having scored a few runs.
They're in desperate need of a partnership now. 35 for 3. Power play's done. The field's open. Obviously, Jack Horrocks is being bowled out. We assume Louis Bruce will be bowled out as well, or James Fitzgerald will be the next change. Looks like it. But Upish.
Oh, this could be another wicket.
Nick Advani under it. Oh, it's gone for 6. He's fumbled that over the fence for 6.
It's unlucky from Nick there. That's just gone straight over the ropes.
Striking at.
And that was very unlucky from Nikhil there. He got to the ball, didn't do much wrong, but unfortunately just palmed it over the boundary fence.
He's been getting a few words from his skipper, Avinash Pai, at the boundary rope. Translation for anyone who's not Indian or doesn't speak Hindi is don't push ahead. Stay on the line. Stay on the line of the boundary. Stay at the boundary. Being reiterated by the captain.
In comes Jack.
Another full toss, belted, again, 6 more.
Another 6 from
Rico.
Nick Hatchman. So far, 2 deliveries, 12 runs. That's a pretty good strike rate.
Yeah, talk about upping the run rate. And he's hit both of them effortlessly, really.
Yeah. 600% strike rates are not seen very often, but great to see when we do get the opportunity to see them.
Not very sustainable, is it, Charlie?
Not the way I bat.
Well, I'm like 6 balls, no runs. I like 1 run of 6 balls, so it's the opposite.
Yeah, in our sort of midweek league here, which we wouldn't televise because the quality is not quite the same. But I was 2 not out at the beginning of May in a friendly. We had pre-season ahead of our midweek league, and it was literally 2 little push shots for singles. That's my kind of cricket. I don't think it's big 6s over the boundary, unfortunately. In comes Jack for the 3rd delivery to Rick, and it's just it's a much better effort from the bowler. It's just a dot ball.
And that strike rate comes crashing down to 400.
He'll be having a word with himself, you know.
It will be very hard to get it back to 600. I would like to say it's impossible. So, it's only downhill from here.
We jest. Obviously, Jack coming in for his penultimate delivery of his spell tonight.
Overpitched, 1 bounce into the hands of Louis Bruce, single.
The score 48 for 3 after 6.5 overs. Jack Horrocks to bowl the last ball of his spell. Lorne just looking around the field to see if he can spot the gap and perhaps where he can get a few runs off his final delivery.
One last time, Jack Horrocks tonight. Driven down the onside for a single. That would be the end of the over. 7 gone, 49 for 3. And there he is, James Fitzgerald, coming back in for the first time this evening. Obviously, he's played a lot of cricket in Jib. He's played a lot of cricket in Cardiff and Bristol. He's a big lad.
Yeah, I first met Fitzy a few years back, and he's a great cricketer, is Fitzy, and also does a bit of personal training work. Maybe you might recognise the name from Atlantic Sweets. He reshape and rumble instructor.
He's built like an absolute tank. I'll give you that.
I've been to a couple of his reshaped classes and they definitely work you out.
I hope I wouldn't be needing those anytime soon. To be fair, off topic, my mum's here for a month, so a lot of Indian food's going to go into me. So there is a high chance I will be needing those classes very soon.
Maybe I'll get you a membership fee and you can join up as my my guest membership for you. Anyway, we'll stop promoting other companies and thank our sponsors again, Daffabet. As we go into the 8th over here, James Fitzgerald with the first delivery of his spell this evening. He's just getting set. He's just put his bowling marker down. Lorne again, just looking around the field, just looking for where can I find that gap? Where the run's going to come from this evening? Having a quick chat with the wicketkeeper.
Premeditating a late cut past third man.
And here comes Fitzgerald. Here comes and release and
white ball.
White ball.
Dot ball to start.
That's dead ball. James took one too many step there and he's just going to go back to the start of his run up and come in again. It's a good shot.
And Matty
but
Whelan
it was picked out by the fielder there.
It's hold out to Matty Whelan at
Matty Whelan. He's getting a reputation for taking catches. Mr. Whelan seems to be every match. He seems to be in the action. Sign of a good cricketer.
Well, he's got a nickname in Jib cricket. We call him Mr. Midoff. And it's quite apparent why. Because he's always there at the right time.
It's a massive wicket for the Lightning as they get rid of arguably the danger man in Lorne Burns on his current form.
They've got Dave Robson coming in. Dave Robson. Apologies. Fine cricketer. Very
solid batsman, Dave Robson. I feel like he'll be looking at it as, can I hold up an end and just really support Rick, who we've seen a lot of intent from already tonight in a big couple of sixes. I think Dave will be almost told, right, if you can anchor an end here, try and rotate the strike, and hopefully we'll see a few more boundaries and sixes from Rick. Because I feel at the moment Calpe are in danger here. They 50 for 4. They need a little bit of extra energy in their innings.
Yeah, absolutely. 50 for 4 is not a great sight when you're the batting team. No matter how many overs have gone by, no matter what the state of the game is, 50 for 4 is a score to be cautious on. Then they really do need a partnership, the Med Vikings.
Yeah.
Quality partnership, 60, 70 odd runs to get them back on track.
Yeah, the batsman did cross there, and that's enabled Rick to take strike. So here we go. Fitzy into Hatch.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Shot from Rick and 4 runs.
Hooked for 4 across deep fine leg and deep square leg. Lovely shot. Living by the sword so far, Rich Hatchman.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, solid 17 off 6 balls. It's just the start he would have hoped for, considering the situation in the game at the current time.
Slowed down a bit since his 12 off 2, but
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody can maintain that. Fitzgerald into bowl.
oh, good comeback from James Fitzgerald. Top ball. Another swing and another miss. That's the end of the over. 8 gone, 54 for 4. Successful over from the Lathbury Lightnings. 5 runs off it and a wicket.
So,
And it looks like Sam is coming on for a bowl. Apologies, I don't know his full name yet. But that's not how you do it. Cancel. Go here. Plus sign. He changes the bowler. It's Avinash Pai. He's playing under that name. Apologies for the small personal chat between the commentators.
yeah, apologies, got to me at the button. We're new to this here tonight, me and Harsh. Not regular commentators. I've been here a couple of times, but just trying to get used to technology. It takes a little bit of time.
I'm past the age of technology.
Got a new bowler is Sam.
Taken a good catch already this game. He's got a lengthy, nice run up as well. He delivers viciously, but
Just nudged into the leg side for a single by Dave Robertson. He's off the mark.
and another attempt at a run out by Suresh. He's been going at them all evening, direct hits, trying his best. Nice to see that. We're used to seeing a lot of people playing it safe in the GPL. Always like, oh, don't worry about conceding. Like, don't concede an extra run. Just play it safe. Back to the wicket keeper. But Suresh is going hard at it. Good to see that from him. White ball. JB around us, having a nice cycling trip. Not playing today, of course.
And the party continues in the background. We can hear a bit of Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall.
Just a single.
And a nice push away there from Rick Hatchman. He moves to 18 runs off 9 balls.
We've also got Sam Bodder in the ground now, among the attendants. Oh, lovely shot. Driven straight
It's
over
4
the head
runs
of
there for
Matty
Dave.
Whelan.
Great shot.
Good to see them still showing intent despite losing a fair few wickets in the early overs.
We're now at 61 for 4 off 8.3 overs. It's been a nice little cameo here from Rick and from Dave there with three boundaries, and since they've both come to the crease, and they're looking to begin to build something here.
Guided down to the third man region where Julian Frioni from point picks up the ball for a single.
Nice rotation of the strike there as well after the boundary.
I said this yesterday, rotating the strike is very underrated in T20 cricket. that's basically where most of the important runs are coming from. When you look at the top quality international sides, and muscled over Carcona for 6 by Rico. He's rarely taking it on today. 24 of 10 already.
Rico Maximo Hatchman at the moment. It's 3 6s on the night.
Absolutely belted. That's fine.
And the score is 68 for 4, with just one delivery left in Sam's over.
One bounce holding to Louis Bruce for a single. That was the end of the over. 9 gone. 69 for 4.
Yep.
No. James Fitzgerald is back
Fitzgerald
in the attack.
returns the attack, yeah.
And he's facing Rico. Two heavyweights going at it against each other. This would be an interesting battle. I'd say out of the batsmen that's remaining, this would be the battle of the game now.
Yeah, you'd fancy if Lathbury Lightning could get this 5th wicket, it's going to be a total which might be below par for the Giants. You know.
Seb is just the umpire for the day, just catching the scorers off guard, catching the scorers lacking. It's all right, we're all human, aren't we, Chargy?
Yeah, we've all got about 4 systems we're trying to score the game on tonight, and there's only 2 sets of hands, so we're doing the best we can. But as we said, 69 for 4 after the 9 overs.
Banged in short, pulled away, just falls short of the fielder at deep square for a single.
White ball. It kept it very tight, Lathbury Lightning in the early stages. We didn't see many extras. There's 3 or 4 extras just creeping in, which the Giants are definitely not going to say no thanks to. Dave with the hits, it's just fell short of
Long one.
Sam in the field there. Just for the single. Rip back on strike here, 26 off 12.
A bit of a Rico show.
Yeah, he's looked very, very good this evening so far, and just 3 maximums and 1 4 already. This could be his undoing. No, it just falls short of the fielder. He is taking a few risks and chances here. I mean, so far he's been okay, but you wonder if it's going to be one big shot too many at some point.
Live by the sword, you die by the sword. Lovely stroke down to mid-wicket and nicely fielded by Louis Bruce, but they'll come back for a second. Obviously not the biggest ground in the world, so twos are sometimes hard to come by. I've actually seen a few 3s here as well, so I mean, if you hit in the right areas, there's definitely runs to be run. Ooh.
Oh, it moved a little bit in the air, that was close to catching the outside edge. It goes through for the wicketkeeper for another dot ball.
No good feeling as a bowler charger when you're running in and you bang it outside off, and they play it in the sense of not wanting to play a shot but not wanting to expose their stumps, and then the outside edge comes into play, and that's just a very beautiful feeling.
It just had that little bit of nip about it, that ball, and almost got. Oh, and again, it's a nice end to the over for Fitzgerald there. 2 dot balls, and was 75 for 4 after 10 overs. And back into the attack. Ooh, that went through. I'm not sure if there was a bat or not. There. We'll wait for the
leg by.
umpire signal. He signalled it as leg buys. I think that's right. I didn't see the bat involved.
Been short, got it down to point for a single. Julian Brownie running in quickly to cut off any possibility of a second.
Oh yes, that was the delivery there from Sam. That nipped back a little bit there, and yeah, it was good delivery for a dot ball. Oh, that's
Yocked him.
the wicket.
That's the wicket they were looking for. That's Rick Hatchman.
Straight bowled.
Great length from the bowler. Just went for the block hole and succeeded in his attempt.
And at 77 for 5.
The Vikings looking in a spot of bother.
10 overs to bat as well. There's got to be a slight concern that they might not bat all the way through. They need to get a couple of partnerships together to make sure they see out the 20 overs and put something up on the board that they might have half a chance of defending.
William O'Donnell coming into bat now with half the innings left and only half the wickets left. And some of their best batsmen have been shown the door by the Lathbury Lightning bowlers.
I haven't seen Will bat too much in the GPL. I don't think he's had many opportunities. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I think he may have come out and scored a couple of runs in the previous match.
Well, now he's got the full license to come in.
There's two deliveries to come in the over, and we have Will to face.
Obviously, Will's now got the perfect opportunity to make his mark on the tournament. Obviously, it takes one good innings to really show what you can deliver on a big stage. And great comeback from Sam after his first over, which was a bit expensive. 15 runs, and he's just given one so far, and this is his second run of the over.
That's Will off the mark as well, so it's a good start.
Ooh, slower one there. Nicely read by Dave Robson.
And again, it's just a single.
Over as James Fitzgerald comes into the attack for the third time.
79 for 5 after 11. gives us another perfect opportunity to thank our sponsors, Lathbury, for their continued support for Jib Cricket.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lathbury. They've really been putting in a lot of effort for cricket around the world, especially here in Gibraltar. You see that in the T20 Blast in the UK. You see that in a lot of tournaments around the world. A lot of European cricket as well. So we just wanted to reiterate that we really do appreciate it.
Here comes Fitzgerald, and it's tucked into the offside for just a single.
Fitzgerald running in again as Nick Advani is running out of cover into deep cover, and that's caused a dead ball, more or less. He's going to go back to his marker now. Tiny little things that distract you as a bowler, as a batsman, as a fielder. Obviously, everything ever so important on the highest stage.
Oh, that was almost a sensational catch. It was a fantastic stop, but it was almost a sensational catch there.
Banged in short. Great bouncer from James Fitzgerald. Top edge from William O'Donnell. And a sensational piece of athleticism from Rahul Daswani behind the stumps. It will go down as a dropped catch, but
after all that, it's a dot ball.
Yeah, and it will go down as a dropped catch, but we all know that he's saved 4 runs there for his team.
Vic Maximo Hatchman is just walking over here as the next delivery comes over.
Rico's with us here, and Rico's he's asking us about his fine innings of about just under 30 runs in about 15, 16 balls.
It's not enough.
No, a lot. But Rico still has more runs than bats now, so he'd need to push those numbers up. Rico, how would you rate? Never mind. Rico's disappeared. Outside edge. Deceptive bowling from James Fitzgerald. He's really coming into his own this game. Rico, how would you like to rate my fine piece of willow?
Ooh, that's lovely, mate. Have you got a ball here by any chance? Yeah, beautiful.
Just picked it up. 80 quid from India. Yeah, it's showing. Great.
We're having family catch-ups here as part of the commentary. Yeah.
Michael Steve in charge.
Any other families involved in Joy want to come down and watch cricket, by all means you can.
I'm sure my mum will be in the stands for my next game, watching me get absolutely slashed all over the field by the Med Vikings.
One to Dave Robeson.
82 for 5. And the Med Vikings looking in a spot of order with half their team back in the hut.
Calpe Giants, yeah. The Med Vikings
so
won like again last night.
I am so sorry for absolutely not remembering that's the Calpe Giants. And having mentioned them all evening, I sincerely apologise to the Med Vikings.
Yeah, sure, Will.
And to the Calpe Giants.
That's a nice single there for Will, and it's the end of the over. It's 83 for 5 after 12. It's a dot off the first ball of the next over from Sam. comes in. Will O'Donnell on strike.
White ball.
Was
Not given
close
as
to a
wide.
wide. Yep, wide ball.
Ah,
There's a late signal there from the umpire, but he did recognise that it was a wide.
Down the leg side. Who's are the hobnobs?
Hobnobs here in the commentary box.
No, I'm good, mate. Thank you, mate.
what are those? I've never had those. What are these?
You need to
Chocolate
try- you need to try.
hobnobs.
As Peter Kay calls them, they're a marine of the biscuit world.
The marine of the biscuit world. Are you going to get harsh on the hobnobs here? And
we go.
we go back to the cricket. We are 85 for 5 off 12.2.
Just taking a bite out of those Chargie's snack box. Hobnobs, are these? These feel like a nicer version of the McVitie's digestive biscuit.
Remember, just checking the fielding there and the field restrictions, just make sure that there's enough people out.
So Ray running towards the ball. Collects it cleanly.
That's another single. We're 86 for 5 after 12.3 overs. Sam comes into bowl. Oh, and Will just sort of gets his bat and his pad a bit caught up on one another there, and it's just a dot ball.
Sam's really getting through his over here. Really pissed me off though. He's running in. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
It's alright. I accidentally sworn last night on the commentary
Yeah,
as well.
we're trying our best
before
to
or after you
avoid
bowled
the swearing.
Before or after you bowled hard.
Apologies, sometimes the background noise of the excitement from Rick Hatchman does overflow. And that's a big hit.
To Louis Bruce. He doesn't drop many.
Louis Bruce catches it on the boundary, and that's Will O'Donnell caught off the bowling of Sam, and it's now 86 for 6.
All of a sudden, Calpe Giants running out of batters. As the captain, Charles Harrison, walks in.
Louis Bruce with that catch, as we've said, 86 for 6, and
These are brilliant. The hobnobs.
Marsh is appreciative of the hobnobs, and we've got Charles Harrison walking in, is that right?
Yep. Charles Harrison walking into the field. Obviously, captain, massive figure in the Gibraltar Cricket Association, in the Gibraltar Cricket community. Interesting. Who have you got this twice? You got Brian Zammit twice, so we accidentally have Brian Zammit twice, and
We're just updating the scorecards here, just bear with us a moment. And it's right, there we go. So it's Charles Harrison to face there, and that was just a
leg glance for a single.
single.
Do you mind if I, Charles? Do you mind if I finish the hobnobs?
Go for it. There's one hobnob left in the box. Pass you, crack away, son.
Thank you very much. And
And
as Nick Advani comes into the attack,
13 overs through, 87 for 6. Remember a few years ago, there was a conversation I was having with my friends, and they did a Biscuit World Cup. And some of the matchups you'd have the hobnob versus the jammy dodger, or the milk chocolate digestive against the club. You know, there was some battles, and if anybody has got a few minutes and spare time, do obviously have a little look at Biscuit World Cup. It's a gem, absolute gem. Anyway,
I think we should have a Jib Biscuit World Cup as well.
a Jib Biscuit World Cup. What do you think, viewers? Maybe put something in the comments.
We should have a Jib Biscuit draft first.
Jib Biscuit draft. As long as Lathbury Lightning don't get all the biscuits, we'll be all right. I'm only messing about. Obviously, you know, the talent of Jib cricket is quite evenly spread, and you know, Lathbury this year have managed to draft a very good team, but I'm sure that won't be the case every season. I'm sure that we'll redraft some players for next year, and we always try and strive to make it as competitive as we can.
That's the
with
beauty of
cricket.
the draft system, isn't it? You've got a great idea of the abilities of so many of these players. They can be. Oh. Big appeal from Nick Advani in his first ball. Dave Robson unmoved, and so was Seb Maynard. We've got the evergreen Richard Cunningham with us today. He's retired from international cricket. What an absolute legend. That is not true. He claims that they don't need him anymore. You're always in our hearts, in our minds. Rich Cunningham. Rich Cunningham has given his life and soul to Jib cricket over the years. So it's only fair he gets some time off.
Got Charles on strike here, and the score is 88 for 6. You got to be thinking they've got to try and get to 125, maybe 130 to make it a competitive match. They're going to need one of these two batsmen to really be there at the end, I feel.
I think both of these at this point. Charles Harrison is obviously a very handy batter. He's already had a nice cameo in the GPL so far. Likes to not get involved because he likes to give opportunities to everyone else. He's a lovely character. Likes to... Request been sent off. Driven down the ground for single. Good over so far from Nick Advani. Just 2 off it, 2 singles, and 2 dots. 2 balls to come.
And we're 89 for 6 off first ball of the over to be faced by Charles Harrison. Wide ball.
Maybe it's not the last ball after all.
Ball reload. The score at 91 for 6 off 13.5 overs. Commentators this evening, Michael Charge and Harsh. Well, that's just dabbed away, and it's just going to be a dot ball, and that's over as we get to 91 for 6 off 14 overs.
Sam to bowl out, I would assume. He's gone through his overs very quickly. Oh, wait. Or is it Lizzie Ferrari coming in?
Yeah, it looks like Lizzie's coming into the attack here. Looks like Lizzie Ferrari. Possibly one of the most consistent bowlers, I'd say, in the tournament so far. I mean, you have to say Lathbury, with all of the options they have here, I'm not sure whether we'll see him this evening. There's only 6 overs obviously left to be bowled, but you know, to think in the outfield you've got a player like Matt Whelan, who's a very good option bowler. You know, I'm sure there's at least 1 or 2 you can name, Harsh, that could easily come on and do a job on the bowling front here.
Oh, interesting that you've mentioned it, Chargy, but a few weeks ago, the last time these sides played each other, Lathbury Lightning bowled 16 overs of spin. And
16 overs of spin.
And today, they've had 1 over of spin so far in the first 14. So, they're quite a versatile side. They've got a lot of bowling options. Obviously, today don't have a lot of spin options. Today they've got Matthew Whelan and Nick Advani as the recognised spinners, and then obviously Blaze Cook can do a job as well.
That's
well collected by Lathbury, and that's to tight midfield and in the deep mid-wicket region by Suresh. But that's enough for them to come back for 2.
Yeah. Calpe Giants move to 93 for 6. Lizzie comes into bowl. Oh, it's his pads, but it was drifting down leg. No appeal.
Also tall
For
man,
a dot
Dave
ball.
Robson. Also tall man, Dave Robson, so
Absolutely.
hit him quite high up the knee roll, actually. Bounced quite a bit. Some good bounce on the wicket, and we're also getting a new wicket relayed in the coming weeks.
Very good.
That's ought to make it even more bounce friendly, at least for the foreseeable future. Fry running in for a fourth delivery, half tracker, driven down the ground for a single.
Dave Robertson here, this is quite a handy innings. 19 runs off 18 balls, and he's just ticking along. You wonder whether we might just release the shackles.
Funny.
Oh.
No idea. No mind. I've got the correct ones. Doesn't matter.
It's a solid stroke there for a dot.
There we've got everything synced up except the batsman, so that's fine.
So Charles to face the last delivery of the over from Lizzie.
Full toss, driven straight down, almost got on ball opportunity. Apologies for that.
95 for 6 after 15. You okay there, Harsh?
Might have choked up on air.
Just going to take a moment to grab some water. Whilst Harsh doing that, I'm just going to again thank our sponsors, Lathbury, for their continued support. And we've got Nikhil coming back for his second over of the innings. 5 overs to go. I mean, you've got to be looking at
Nick Advani coming around the wicket to Charles Harrison. Would be interesting battle. Flights it up. Wide
first ball for a wide.
Tossed up nicely by Nick. Obviously, he spins it into the left hander and away
Just
from
needs
the right
to
hander.
adjust and get that radar back. I've seen some good things from Nikhil over the last few months. And it's going to be an interesting battle
Down
at the
the
end of this
ground.
innings.
Beautiful shot and very well collected by Fitzgerald. But a beautiful shot down the ground by Charles Harrison. Unfortunately, it's just a single. It's obviously a great piece of fielding by James Fitzgerald as well. Turned around and got it with one hand. On the bounce, of course. And Dave Robson takes guard as Nick Advani now comes over the wicket. Tossed up, full toss. Just guided down to deep mid wicket for a single. The house party's just been churning out some Adam Levine. Driven another round for another single. He's got a range of strokes, Charles Harrison. He sweeps them well, he scoops them well, he cuts it well, and he also drives it really nicely down the ground. Obviously, you don't have a lot of left-handers in jib cricket. It's always nice to see someone. And no wall. Looks like it did not pitch on the ground. Not very common from Nick. He's usually spot on with his line and length. And it's a free hit.
And that's the 100 on the board for the Calpe Giants and a free hit.
Dave Robson swings hard at it, and it's been deposited for a 6. All the way over the cow corner region. absolutely clobbered that. Dave Robson. The extra ball always costs you. I learnt it the hard way last night. Gave 11 off my last ball. With a no ball 4 and a 6.
Two.
2 to come.
2 to come. 2 balls left in this over.
One, he comes back in. And just
A single.
Just for a single.
Robertson. Score moves on to 107 for 6 with just the 1 ball left remaining of the 16th over of the match.
140 is still a possibility here, Georgie.
Yeah, they seem to have picked up the pace a little bit here. I think 135, 140. I mean, it's not undefendable, but they'll need some early wickets.
Tossed up again, this time. Well left by
And that's
Charles
the
Harrison,
end
and
of the
that's
over. 107 for 6 off 16.
As Lizzie Ferrari comes in for her second.
Yeah, first over only went for 4 for Lizzie, so it's very consistent. And as I was saying before, I feel she's been one of the most consistent bowlers in the GPL, so she'll be delighted, I'm sure, with those stats. And she's been working hard on her action, and I know she's been working hard with some of the coaches here in Jib Cricket, and the hard work's really paying off.
Single off the first ball.
Yeah, for Davey. There was a slight run-out chance, but it's always difficult if you take your glove off and you're only going one-handed at the stumps. It's never easy, so it's always looked relatively safe. Charles now on strike, facing Lizzie running in the mosque end. And that looks like that's gone all the way.
1 bounce and 4.
1 bounce 4.
As I said, he's got a lot of shots in his locker. Charles Harrison.
Score moves on to 112.
Swing and a miss from Charlie Harrison.
$112 for 6 in the middle of the 16th over. Lizzie to come into effect. Charles receives it, puts it down the ground,
And taken.
and taken.
Mr. Mid-off again.
Mr. Mid-off.
This time feeling at mid-on because the
Mid-on.
batsman was left-handed.
Yeah, Matt Whelan, the main man. Catching man, as we're going to call him. It's another one gone. It's 112 for 7. This one is Lee Sims.
Definitely Lee Sims.
So with 7 wickets down now, you've got to be thinking 130.
I still think they can.
Still
think they can.
a reasonable way. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess a lot's going to depend on Dave Robertson here at the end of the innings.
And obviously, just hope he doesn't hold out one to Matty Ruin because he's not dropping anything.
Almost sort of like what Vic was doing earlier in the innings. Vic had a solid 27, 28. Dave's got to that stage. He needs to be the player that just stays there a little bit longer.
Just been asked to turn on the lights as the comm box is very close to the light box. So I'll leave charges for the next couple of hours.
No worries. We're just turning on the lights here at the Europa Point Stadium. Lizzie at the top of her run in, comes in from the mosque end. Oh, it's just nudged away into the leg side for 1 run. And Lee Sims is off the... There's actually signals a leg by, so just bear with me a moment. Single for Dave Robertson there, and that concludes the end of the 17th over, and the score is 114 for 7 after 17 overs.
As Matthew Whelan comes in for his first over of the evening, obviously he's taken a couple of brilliant catches tonight. He's very safe hands, and
he's
shares an office space
all round solid cricketer, and you know, absolutely, he's part of my Entain indoor team, and a very good friend of mine, Matt Whelan, and you know, really nice guy. So, wish him well. Good start there, solid delivery from Matt, and it's just a dot ball. He's obviously been selected to go on the national team's tour of Belgium for the World Cup qualifiers at the end of this month. So, we obviously, you know, wish all the Jib boys well, but obviously myself, good friend of Matt, and I'll be hoping he can contribute and take a few wickets potentially.
Well, he's bowled 2 dot balls already, and that's more important in that situation. Obviously, wickets. Oh, that's.
This could be that wicket we were talking about. Oh no! It's just it's another one. Unfortunately, Lathbury Lightning, the fielder's got to the ball, but it's just been knocked over to the other side of the boundary for 6.
Fitzgerald is not happy with himself there, visibly upset.
Score moves on to 120 for 7. We're halfway through the 18th over.
Another massive 6 over Car Corner region. As
Dave Robertson moves to 42.
Is that Dave Robertson? It's Lee Sims. Yeah, it's Lee Sims.
Oh, sorry.
2 massive 6s.
Sorry, I've got another technology fail on my part, so just bear with me a moment. It's 127 for 7. Apologies, my eyesight's going. It was a big 6 there from Lee Sims previously. 128 for 7 at the end of the 18th over. And Lizzie is to continue. 2 overs, 1 for 10 so far. She'll be looking to finish off her spell here. Obviously, 2 overs left. She's going to be bowling her 3rd of the innings. That's a solid shot there from Dave Robertson. Straight into her leg side for 4. Score moves on to 132. Maybe 150 is not out of the equation here with 11 deliveries to go. Harsh, what do you think?
I told you, 140 looks likely to me.
Yeah, somewhere in that 140 to 150 bracket could well be Right, 132 for 7.
The 8 runs off, 11 balls to go. They should be looking at 150.
Yeah.
At least 145 at the minimum. And, oh my God. Matty Whelan's on a...
Third catch of the game for Matt Whelan.
He's just on
He's
a
just
mad one.
always there, you know. He just seems to be in that position to take the catch, and fair play to the lad, you know. It's sometimes with life and in cricket, it's just being in the right position at the right time, and he always seems to be there.
Dave Robson's well-played innings comes to an end.
Yeah, solid 30 runs there from Dave Robson. When they really needed him, he
34 actually,
stepped
yeah.
up. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, 34. The last boundary before we got out, I'd totally forgotten for a minute there. And is it Zach Simpson coming to the crease?
Absolutely.
Solid 34 for Dave Robson there. Second wicket of the night for Lizzie, that as well. So it's another great bowling effort from Lizzie this evening. So yeah, you'd have to say I don't know too much in terms of Zach and Amy in terms of their batting ability, but this probably is the tail end of the Calpe Giants now. So maybe 140 may well be the target from here. They'll be looking to get Lee Sims back on strike. It's a nice shot from Zach there, but for no run into the offside. Potentially could have been an off ball, sorry, no ball there, but it was determined that it was just under waist height.
Oh, this is definitely no
Wide, no ball from Lizzie as we move to
Looks like it slipped out of his hands.
133 for 8 off 18.4 overs.
We've got the lead commentator, Joe
Our
Marples, making his
usual
way in.
in-house commentator, Joe Marples. Good evening, Joe. Are you well?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you, Mr. Charge?
I'm okay. Yeah, it's been an interesting innings. Rico Maximo Hatchman's been firing away, and Dave Robinson's made it interesting. We've just could have been a run-out opportunity. There, just went wide.
That's incredible fielding there from Matty Whelan. Mid-off Matty, as we call him,
Yeah,
Three
he's had
catches
3
today.
catches
Three
tonight. He's been on fire.
in his normal mid-off position.
Absolutely, mid-off, and you show he could do mid-on as well.
No, because that would ruin the name we have for him. Mid-off Matty. Takes some screamers at mid-off. He had a really clean pick-up of the ball there. I'll tell you what, that was not far away from the stumps.
So Lee Sims back on strike. He's already blasted 2 sixes. Can he make it a hat-trick of 6s?
Fantastic shots from Simo, to be fair to him.
Oh, I've cursed him there. The ball's rolled on, hits pad, and it's out LBW.
Plum in front.
Just tried to clip it round the corner, didn't he?
Hello.
And the score at the end of the 19th over is 134 for 9.
Next woman in is Amy Warverde.
Amy Valverde to the
Is
crease.
this the first time she's batted so far in this GPL?
I believe it is.
I think it might be the first time she has. Be nice for her to get a few little runs here. 1 more over to go. Who's going to take the over?
Looks like
Is
Blaze
it, is
Cook.
it your mate Blaze Kirk?
It looks like Blaze Cook.
Mr. Entane, Blaze Cook.
We won't mention the fact that he's wearing shorts.
And training top. Looks like he's wearing a Watford top. Well, he's Norwich top. Apologies. Sorry for any Norwich fans. He's a slow left arm orthodox, in my opinion.
And Blaze
Obviously.
Cook, his first ball in Gibraltar Premier League on his debut appearance.
Yeah. Wide? What's the odds for a wide here?
Oh, I'm not sure we should give out any betting odds apart from any odds given out by our sponsors, Dapper Bet.
Do Dapper Bet do odds on Blaze Cook?
I'm going to say 2 balls.
Dapper Bet, can we get some Blaze Cook specials? We'll
Yeah,
ask him
yeah.
if you're listening. Blaze Cook specials.
What are we going here then, Mr. Charge? Are we going above 6?
Oh.
For this over? Is he getting a wicket?
I'm
Or
going to say 2 balls that don't pitch.
Oh,
Because I think if
I think give some extras.
140 is a reasonable,
Yeah,
is a reasonable
140,
score. I think
yeah.
140, 145.
145, I think, is possible from here, but here goes.
Zach Simpson has gone large and taken him over the leg side
And
boundary
that's a
for
no
4.
ball as
It's
well.
4 no balls.
They did not pitch. My prediction was correct.
That would be, and there's a free hit coming here for Zachary Simpson.
Zach Simpson's, I would assume that's his first boundary of the tournament.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, Harsh. I think Zach, who hasn't really had an opportunity to bat yet in GPL, just Calpe, to be fair to Calpe, they've had a decent batting lineup for most games. I think, yeah, it's definitely his first boundary of the tournament.
Rare unsuccessful batting outing for Lon Burns today. Usually on top of his game. Obviously everybody has an off day with a bat. But he's always ever so ready with the ball, so you can never count him out of a game.
So yeah, so 5 go off that first delivery, and the score is 138. Sorry, 139 for 9.
Free hit to Simpson.
Free hit to Simpson. Yeah.
Another boundary or? Zach comes down the pitch, over the top. Oh, that's
And
another
4
4.
more.
Fantastic. Brilliant shot from Zachary Simpson.
And the score moves to 143 for 9.
9 off the first delivery.
Well, we were saying 140 might be decent score. 150 might be on the cards
Yeah.
here.
150, 155.
Or do we see a Blaze Cook wicket? Zachary Simpson came down the crease there.
Yeah.
Be interesting if he
Pitches one up. Yeah, you never know.
Keeper standing up. I think there might be a stumping on the cards. Well played. Just pushed it into the offside there. Matty Whelan, like a flash.
Score moves on to 144 for 9.
I take it his hamstrings are a lot better.
Yeah, Matt's moving freely tonight, and like I say, 3 catches, has bowled earlier on, looked pretty sharp. I'm wondering whether we might see him have a little bat tonight. Obviously to see, and obviously we don't know what the lineups in terms of the order will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little cameo from Matt tonight with the bat.
Good shot from Ave Valverde. One-hand pick-up from Matt Whelan.
And she's through for a single.
That's one thing about Zach Simpson. You do know though he's a little Duracell bunny. I think as the ECA guys are calling. He is absolutely rapid across the ground. He comes down the pitch again. This could be out. Mid-off Matty's underneath it. And he's dropped it.
A dolly after catching 3 absolute worldies.
I'm not sure Dolly's quite fair. That was coming at pace, should we say,
I'm sure he wouldn't.
from the angle I saw it.
Matty will be disappointed with that one. He was underneath it. I think he owes Blaze Cook a beer tonight. Zane Valverde has gone again. This time straight down to Fitzy.
And that concludes the innings. 147 all out off 19.5 overs. Lathbury Lightning, when they return after the break, will require 148 to win.
And welcome back to the Europa Port Sports Complex here in Gibraltar. Not long before we're setting off for the second innings now. Lathbury Lightning looking to chase down, 148 off 20 overs. Good chance of that happening. They've won 7 games from 7 so far this season. Could Calpe tonight cause a bit of an upset? If they don't win tonight, they move on back on level terms, basically with Med Vikings, who won last night. So the chase for that second place will hot up. I'm joined here by Michael Charge, who was commentating in the first innings.
Good evening.
From an outside perspective, Mr. Charge, or should I say an outside perspective, you were umpiring this tournament until you did unfortunately break
That's the
your
second
wrist.
time that we've mentioned that in commentary tonight.
Oh, did I miss? I must have
You
missed
missed
that
Harsh
bit.
mentioning it in the first innings as well.
What has your thoughts been of the GPL so far?
Oh, it's
this
been a
season?
fantastic tournament, and we've seen some really good individual efforts, but we've also seen some really good team efforts. I feel like that last innings especially, they were in a bit of a hole there at one point, Calpe Giants, at about 59 for 4, and they really dug in as a team. They got through it, they rotated the strike, they really made sure that they got to a defendable total.
And just from your perspective, Charge, because obviously you've managed to see it quite a bit from the umpire's perspective and from also now a fan perspective, who out of the player side of things, and obviously we've had the likes of your Lorne Burns, who've been exceptional, what player has really, for you, have you enjoyed watching the most, or has surprised you, performance-wise?
I'm not sure surprised is the right word, but I have to admit I really enjoy watching Lizzie bowl. I feel like she's a very consistent bowler. And again, I was saying the first innings, I felt she's been one of the stars of the tournament for me. Lorne, obviously, when he gets into Lorne mode, he's just unplayable. And the little cameo from Rico tonight, where he was Rico Maximo Hatchman, was great to watch. 3 sixes and 1 4 earlier on for a knock of 27. And he looked in fine fettle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're quite right with the choice of Lizzie Ferrari there. I think she has been, prior to the start of... Yeah, I think, sorry for that, we're just getting talked to by the umpire for a minute there. But I'd agree with you there, Charge. I think Lizzie Ferrari has been exceptional this GPL. Just the consistency of her bowling, and I think we also have obviously the likes of people who will say, we've obviously got 2 females playing, both of them who are playing tonight in the GPL.
Absolutely, Amy and Lizzie.
I've said it before, they're not in there as token gestures. They're in there on performance.
On merit, yeah,
on
absolutely,
merit.
yeah.
And Lizzie has really stood out and shone. As we see Rick Hatchman coming in to take the first ball of the game, and Louis Bruce just pushed that into the offside there, didn't quite get hold of it. It's good fielding in the covers from Dave Robeson, I think. Had a nice little batting stint. I think got into 30s, didn't he, David? That's really well played by Julian Froney. Just ignore your scorecard there for a minute. We do obviously have that down as Matt Whelan. It isn't Matt Whelan. It is currently Julian Froney who got that. There you go, all corrected. Julian Froney. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Louis Bruce. Full face of the bat. That's really good fielding out in the deep there. He'll only get the 2 runs for it. I would say that about the Europa Point pitch, as we've got into the more warmer weather, the outfield has predominantly got more slower. There was a shot that I hit last night, which I thought I'd hit pretty well along the floor. It just seems to hold up on that kind of artificial outfield. You see a lot of players go aerial. Lou there looked like he cleaned that one. That looked like it was racing away to the boundary. Only gets 2 for it. This one might be called a wide. Solid start here, though, for Lathbury. And that will go all the way for 4 runs. Louis Bruce latching onto a short pitch ball from Rick Hatchman. And it joins us nearly here in the commentary box as Louis Bruce has set out with some serious intent from the young man tonight.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I said earlier tonight, I mean, at 16 years old, is there anything this guy can't do? I think the answer to that is no, but I'll let everyone else have their own opinion.
Hatchman coming in again. Much fuller on the length this time, and that's just glanced away down to Amy Valverde there at short fine leg. That will go down as runs to Louis Bruce. Bat on ball. Yeah, I'd say I've noticed Louis a lot of this tournament so far is he's played the anchor in kind of innings, kind of gone at a strike rate of about 100, not really pushed on too much. But he looks like tonight that he's got his eye set on going at the bowlers and
looks like
attacking.
he's been watching Rick earlier on and thought, I fancy a bit of that.
I think he's just fancies a bit of this bowling tonight, does Louis Bruce. That's a very well bowled. That's a really good response for the last ball of the over from Hatchman. Right in that block hole. Julian Froney, solid as a rock, blocks it out, and that will finish the first over of the game. Well, first over of the innings. 10 for no loss. As we see Mr. Zammit, Brian Zammit, coming on to bowl here. Another about similar pace to Rick Hatchman, pushes it through a bit. Unfortunately, he managed to break his thumb earlier in the GPL whilst batting. And he bowled the other week. It just looked like he just took a bit of an edge off his pace. But he is a very good bowler.
I'm not sure I've seen Mr. Zammit live before, so this is a new experience for me. He starts with a dead ball, so he'll reload and we'll try again.
He's a good bowler. He actually gets to zip through quite a bit. Like I said, he's just lost. Looks like he's lost just a couple of. Oh, brilliant ball! This could be out. No,
it might have just been down the leg side a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the only concern with that delivery.
Well,
So do that ball.
Mr. Bruce was looking to clip that away to the leg side, which would suggest that it was potentially drifting down. It's a good start though from Zammit. That
Umpire said Maynard seemed unmoved.
just drifting down leg. As Zammit comes in for the second ball. This time he's just used the pace of the ball and glanced off his hips there from Bruce for the 1 run. I think realistically Calpe know that if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to take wickets. As Freone goes to go large. Dot ball, that's zipped through. This is what I was saying. I think the other week he was just been a bit careful with his fun because he does look to be bowling, I wouldn't say full tilt, but he's bowling, getting it through there, isn't he? I think even that one took the keeper by surprise as it zipped on through. It certainly caught Julian Freone by a bit of surprise. That's again. Don't know if that's bat and ball, if that was pad, but that's down to Amy Valverde down there at fine leg. No call for leg by, so they'll say it's off the bat. It's a good start, this, from Brian Zammit. He's coming in. He's going to try and come in full tilt and try and get an early wicket here. Oh, this could be out. Oh, it's a misfield. Patrick Hatchman. You could hear his brother shouting in the background. It was a risky run from Bruce, who didn't really quite catch hold of it. He went at it quite aggressively. That's going to be a wide called. 14 for no wicket after 1.4 overs, as Frowney will just glide that down for the single. Charlie Harrison fielding there at point, or backward point, should I say. Frowney will take the single there. $15 for no loss after 1.5. Oh, no.
Oh,
that's a wide ball called. Sorry for the delay there. We're just trying to sort out the scoring a bit on the system, but I think we should be back up there. That'll be a wide ball called from Hatchman. Just push that one a bit too far down the off. These two have had a very good tournament so far. Coming in at number 3 looks like it'll be Raul Daswani as well. So another guy so far who's had an exceptional tournament with the bat. This is going to be that's well run, that. Julian Frowney on his toes, calls Lathbury through, and that'll be another single to the total. We've got some solid players in this Lathbury team, even with the missing the likes of Samir Nayak, Manav Nayak. Look at the batting lineup tonight, and there's still some players who can bat here. James Fitzgerald to come in, Sam Dixon, who's playing his first GPL game. Oh, this could be out. Oh, it's just bounced in front of young Zachary Simpson there.
Not to forget Magic Matt mid-on, Matt Whelan.
No. Oh, yeah, of course, Matt Whelan. I'd like to see him have a bat.
I would assume he's at his usual position. He bats at about 6.
Yeah, unless they decide to throw him up the order today, maybe give him a bit of an extra chance. Obviously, going on tour to Belgium with the national team in a week's time. And that's just that's a no wide called. That'll be just a dot. Does look like the batting line will be probably Daswani, and then Fitzgerald, and then Dixon. There are at least all three of them there with pads on, so probably could be either one of them to go in next, depending on the game situation. Hatchman. Oh, just driven wide of mid-off. And that will be another 4 to Louis Bruce, as he really is setting off with a bit of intent tonight. It's a lovely drive. Slightly uppish, but it was wide of the man at mid-off. It was flown away to the boundary. Sorry, I do apologise. It was Julian Frowney who... what was that? No, it was Lou Bruce. It was the end of the over, wasn't it? As we see Zamet coming in. Quick changeover over that. Calpe looking to get through these pretty quick, by the looks of things. Run rate at the minute is exactly pretty much what they require.
Yeah,
7.35.
They're keeping up with the rate.
Yeah, 7.67 needed. That's literally bang on at the moment. That was a quicker one. Julian Frowney just takes one on the chin. so to speak.
Third up ball.
Good from Zamet. Very strong.
See what you mean about that zip. He just seems to
Yeah.
zip it through there.
Gets a bit of extra bounce on it as well. Quite difficult to play sometimes as a batter. As he goes again, short again. This time has got the hold of it, and that's gone all the way. Julian Froney.
Hitting the Dafferbed sign as well.
Yeah, it's just completely ruined one of the Zappers.
Bonus points for the hoardings at the side of the boundary there, I think.
8 runs.
It does stay hit when Froney hits it, doesn't it? I mean, he's only a short fella, but he's probably as wide as he is tall, I'd say.
Is it
He's gone short again. Don't think he's got hold of this time, this Froney. It's up in the air. Sims underneath it.
Oh my God! Brilliant.
On. Has he got it? No. Oh, I thought it kind of... He looked like he got it. Then it kind of rolled over his shoulder. And he looked like he'd managed to kind of try and catch it on the rebound.
It looked like he'd almost caught that twice.
Yeah.
And then it somehow went to the ground.
I mean, the Dafferbet sign kind of obscured my view as he was lay on the floor, as Bruce will just pat that one back down. I tell you what, that was a missed opportunity. Missed opportunity for Calpe. Big wicket for Froney. Just set him up. He went for the short ball again. Didn't get hold of it. It went sky high. Slower ball here from Zamet, and Louis Bruce has not got that. Could be a run out. Oh, and that's also nearly been... I tell you what, Calpe are lively in the field. There's Louis Bruce and Julian Froney just need to kind of have a chat in the middle and just say, look, let's have a... Keep going, keep putting the pressure on these guys, but let's not do anything rash or stupid at this point.
Run off the first ball.
Yeah, run off the first ball there. Hatchman comes in for his third over. Well bowled. It's again just in that block hole. Froney sensibly and respectfully forward defensive and blocks that one out. It's not so easy to play under these floodlights. Notice that in the ECS at the start of the year when the ball goes up above them, especially in this kind of mid phase now between dark and day and night. It does get a bit difficult for the fielders. As Hatchman comes in again, bit shorter this time. Froney, is Sims underneath it? It's going to land in between Amy Valverde and Lee Sims. Froney again going for a short ball and not quite getting hold of it. Living life a bit dangerously here, Julian Froney.
Some definite similarities to what we saw from Rick earlier on. A couple of big shots, but there was a fraught shot thrown in the middle, and Julian might just have to watch himself because one too many bad shot might find himself back in the pavilion.
That'll be a wide call as he just drifts that one down leg again. It's been impressive to watch these two this season. I think Calpe have. I think they'll be genuinely disappointed with their season because they've got. If you look on paper, their team's incredibly strong, isn't it? You look at the Hatchmans, the likes of Lorne, Burns as well, who quite at this point is leading the race for run scorer by quite some distance, and also leading the MVP charts by some distance. This could be out. This should be out. Oh, he's got it on the rebound! Louis Bruce has to go. He can't quite believe it. He's hit it really hard. And the fielder at mid-off, I'm not sure who it is, but it's almost rebounded off his chest into his hands. tried to take the catch. It came really hard and just stuck out his hand as he kind of didn't take it, and it stuck. And Calpe, well, that's a big wicket. Louis Bruce has to depart. Daswani. Yeah. Unlucky from the young man Louis Bruce. He was going strong. He was looking nice. He really nailed that shot. He connected it with it like a dream. Sadly, it was straight down the fielder's throat. He might just have got away with it because he hit it so hard. But the fielder down there takes the deflection off his own catch.
Yeah, it was well held on to, and that was obviously the first wicket for Calpe Giants tonight. I feel like they'll need a couple more in the next couple of overs if they're going to make a real match of this. Really put the the pedal to the metal and just limit the runs that Lathbury score in this early stages of the game.
I think the thing is tonight you're obviously missing Avinash Pai, you're missing Samir Nayak, you are missing Manov Nayak. So there's opportunities here for Calpe. If they can take a couple of another quick wickets, they're in with a chance here. Ral Daswani now joins Throne at the crease. These two batted together before. They know each other's game very well. Ral Daswani will just look to manoeuvre shots, and he'll go at normally about a strike rate of 90 to 100. Doesn't get out very often, though. That's a bit of a full toss. Will that get called a no ball? It just glided down to Daswani's kind of favourite area, down to that kind of backward point region. It'll just be for the one run. Hatchman not quite getting that one right, but he gets away with it. Yeah, I mean, Daswani's a big wicket here, I think, because he's that anchor role. He just allows other players to play around him really well.
Couple of quick wickets, like we keep saying, couple of quick wickets. This game could change yet. Stay tuned, folks. This isn't over yet.
Oh, and Freone, how is that not his wicket? That's inside edged all the way down to Lorne Burns at square leg. That's another person who they've still got to come to bowl. Lorne Burns could be instrumental tonight, couldn't he? If he manages to get some wickets, they're in for a game.
I think he'll be eager to. I feel like he's probably walked off the pitch a bit disappointed with his batting performance tonight, and I'm sure he'll be eager to get a wicket or two and put the record right.
He'll be fired up. He'll be fired up to get some wickets tonight, Lorne Burns.
We've reached the end of the fifth over, and it's 36 for 1.
Going exactly, pretty much, along with the run rate as well. As Zamit, oh, he's got that wrong. It could be out. It's just over Lee Sims' head, and that'll go for 4. Julian Ferroni continues to live dangerously and get away with it. Lee Sims, that was not far away from him. It's just over the top of his hand. Another full toss there to start the over. Disappointed. Lee Sims, I thought he was in there. Zamit, that's a lot. That's really well bowled. Just back of a length on that offside. And Ferroni kind of like just pushes it out into the off. You can hear Rick Hatchman in the outfield constantly chirping. He feels confident. He feels they're in a game here. That's really well bowled from Zamit. They're going to go for a single. This, caught on his heels there. Just caught on the heels a bit, the batter. Sorry, the fielder, Paddy Hatchman. Very close. I
think we've got another visitor to the commentary box. It's one of Lathbury Lightning's finest. It's Sir Blaze Cook. Good evening, Blaze.
Got his first wicket at the GPL on his debut.
Debut wicket for Blaze Cook. We will forget that he's about his attire this evening, but what you're seeing on your screens is just an imagination. He's currently actually he was wearing trousers and a Lathbury top. We promise you.
Or something of that nature.
Yeah, something of that nature. Oh, well bowled, Zamit again. Zamit takes his third. Do you think they'll save these two for the end, Hatchman now and Zamit, or do you think they'll just bowl them through?
It's a tricky one. I feel like they've got to take the opportunities. They've got to take wickets here if they're going to have any chance tonight. Maybe they go with Hatchman to bowl out and hope he gets a further wicket, because they really do need to get those early wickets. Obviously, 147 defending. It's a par score, but it's nothing more than that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a brilliant shot from Julian Ferroni. He's gone over the top, and that will be 4 runs for Julian Ferroni. just a bit short and punished. As Julian Ferroni moves on to 23.
That's the end of the power play. 46 for 1, the Lathbury Lightning.
You talk about par scores, Chargy. I think it's probably just slightly less than par, isn't it, on this pitch?
You're
Obviously,
probably right.
It's been a bit of a mixed bag because we've seen some games where it's been, I wouldn't say low scoring, but middle of the range, about the 140s, 150s. But then we've had games like last night, for example, where you're both teams like touching 200. So it's been a bit.
The Stagno innings last night was incredible. I have to admit to not watching it last night, but I did see the posts on Instagram, and I did watch some of the video back after the match last night, and it did look rather impressive. And some of the hitting was some of the best I've seen.
Quite something else. It does help, especially when you're at the other end, like I was the other night. That it kind of takes the pressure off you, or you just at that point need to know that you can get them on strike and basically get the singles and get them on.
And Ricky's the bowler is fourth over.
Ricky's bowling through here as he goes short. Freone, this could be out. Ooh.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Just down there at fine leg. Just put down. I think they've got a plan here to Freone. I think they're going to try and go short in at him. He hasn't looked totally comfortable. Doesn't look comfortable here, Freone against the short ball. That's a few times he's gone hard at it, and it's gone up. Freone looked like he was keen to get off strike there. Dave Robeson in the field, a bit frustrated with himself, just couldn't get it away quick enough. Yeah, when these first two met at the start of the season, it was an absolute cracker. It's probably been the game of the tournament so far, I'd say. Hatchman goes short, Daswani. Oh,
yes.
Sims, he's got a hand to it. He's going to stop the boundary. They're going to go for a run. Lorne Burns is going to get this in.
Safely get 2.
Oh. Lee Sims, he got a hand to it. It was a catching chance. It was a tough chance. Diving away to his right. Just couldn't reel it in. It's good from Calpe, though. They're putting the pressure on these two. A couple of drops, though. They'll be disappointed. A couple of drops this over. That's why Hatchman stayed on.
Yeah, that catch.
That could be out. And he's given him. It was a late call from the umpire, but it was given LBW. Daswani has to go. Hatchman was adamant. Big cheer from him. It's a big wicket as well. Big wicket from Calpe. Daswani just looked like he was trying to manoeuvre a shot there. Didn't quite get it as Hatchman pitched one up, having gone short at the start of the over. Very good bowling from Rick Hatchman, though.
Yeah, solid. I mean, I think that was the reason he kept himself on there, was to see if he could get that breakthrough wicket, and it very much came for him.
Well, I mean, to be honest, he's had 2 drops off the over before taking that wicket. So, I mean, fantastic. As we see, don't know if this is Sam Dixon, or is it James Fitzgerald? I think this might be Sam Dixon.
Yeah, he quite doesn't have the long levers.
Yeah, no, you can sometimes tell James Fitzgerald. It doesn't look like James Fitzgerald. It looks like yeah, no, this is definitely Sam Dixon. Oh, a bit of extra pace on that one. Oh, they're gonna. Oh, they're looking for these quick singles. The fact they're looking for these quick singles tends to suggest to me that Lathbury know they're in a bit of a game here. Brilliant over from Rick Hatchman. Brian Zammit is saved. Brian Zammit will not take his 4th and bowl out. No.
Just put last one as a dot ball, mate, just for...
you updated that one?
Okay. Okay. Julian Frowney on strike here. Sam Dixon at the other end. One off the first ball. Again, they're trying to push those quick singles. Oh, and it's just wide of point. Zach Simpson. Oh. 4 runs. Zach Simpson just couldn't get his hand to it. He got there. He got to the ball. Unfortunately,
51.
Can't stop it from going for a boundary. Just got to try and cut out a bit of the sloppiness here, Calpe. Just creeping in a little bit. That's Frione. Leaves that one. That one. I just had an extra bit of zip through there. That was really well bowled. Good stuff here. At the start of the 8th, well, halfway through the 8th over now.
Halfway through the 8th over, yeah.
I'm going back. I'm talking about that first game between the two of these, which went all the way. I think Calpe looked like they were going to win. As in 190, I think. It was in the 190s they got. And Lathbury chased it down. There was obviously some controversy in that game with the 5 penalty runs.
Yep, remember
later
the
on the game.
Tear scoring and yeah, it was very close.
Very close encounter.
I know I'm speaking to Lorne afterwards and feeling a bit regretful, shall we say?
Yeah. How things could have been different maybe this season if Calpe had won that one. Lathbury lose. How things may have been different. Like I said earlier, I think Calpe were disappointed this season. They've got a very, very strong squad. And it just didn't really go right for them at the start of the season. They didn't really get the look. They lost both of those first 2 games, the game we were on about, and the game against Med Vikings by 1 run. How things could have been different. Lathbury now, though, obviously they've won 7 from 7. As they go into this game and then their following game, they could have a perfect season, Chargy. The unbeatables.
You never know, it's possible.
Well, at this point, we've only 2 games to go. I think Lathbury will be eyeing that up. An unbeaten season for the first ever GPL.
Could be a record that stood for a little while, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going into future seasons.
You know, redraft next year, you know.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees that this unit's going to be together again.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Obviously, this side will go to the Champions League of Cricket and the ECL, but after that, we don't know what may happen next season, what the decision is on that. But if there is a redraft, it could be interesting. That's for sure. There'll be discussions to be had after this one finishes between the captains. What happened and the board on what happens.
I think it would be great to see a redraft or some sort of transfer system. I think if it were to carry on the way it is, it's not very fresh, you know.
No, I agree with that, Chargy.
Cricket is about it being fresh, you know.
There isn't even the possibility they may go down to 3 teams and make it try and get that pool of players and the teams as strong as possible. I think that's all. I think there's a fair few ideas floating in the air at the minute. Obviously, like I said, the captains and people will come down.
I think
together.
it's whatever. At the end of the day, with a conversation like this, it's for the best of Jib cricket. I'm interrupted by a wicket. I believe caught behind.
There's an appeal for caught behind stump. Julian Frowney looks a bit bemused. Keeper looked like he went for the caught stumping. I'm not sure. There was a lot of loud appeals. Said Maynard's given it.
I've got a clear vision of everything that happened. It was an appeal for caught behind, and the stumping was just reaction. The reaction. But it was.
It will be the caught behind which is given. Julian Frowney not happy. not happy with the decision. He went for the big sweep shot. Didn't quite get it. As we see James Fitzgerald head to the crease, I think. Looks like James Fitzgerald.
Yes, Fitzgerald, yeah.
Big hitter, James Fitzgerald.
A score at 58 for 3.
Tell you what, we've got a game on here, boys. We've got a game on. As we see Zach Simpson. So a wicket and a dot to start off for Zach Simpson. Fantastic start from the youngster. Oh, wow, that's zipped off the turf.
Oh, the run.
Quick run. It's a wide's called, so there'll be 2 wides there. But he's zipping it through, isn't he, Zach? He's pushing it through. No, Fitzgerald won't be off the mark just yet. 2 wides, though, add to the score. As Dixon steps back, slaps it out into the offside. One run into leg side. James Fitzgerald just nicely dabs that down to Lorne Burns there at square leg. As Zach Simpson continues. Very solid start to this over. Only 4 runs from it and a wicket. Calpe Giants just starting to put the squeeze on Lathbury here. And don't forget, we do have Lorne Burns still to come, Mr. Charge.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think Lorne is in that situation, like we say, that his batting didn't quite go to plan, and he'll be fired up and ready to try and do what he can to take a couple of these Lathbury Lightning wickets.
Absolutely. I think, as we said, look, Lathbury are still going along with that required run rate of 7 and over, 7.5 and over. The only thing I'd say is they've lost 3 fairly big wickets, which in other games they've not really done. So they've always had that solid base at the top order, whether it be Daswani, whether it be Louis Bruce or Julian Ferroni, who've managed to kind of build an innings, or someone, as one of them's managed to go on and stay there.
Absolutely.
I think Calpe will be feeling well in the game here.
63 for 3 off 9. I don't think if we look back to the first innings, the score would read too different. I believe it was around 59 for 4 at a similar stage. So it's very much game on.
I think the thing is, though, at this point, Lathbury still have some batting in the shed, as we say. Fitzgerald and Dixon at the crease at the minute are 2 quality batsmen, and they both can go very big. I think they'll know they've got plenty of time. There's still 11 overs as well, and that's the thing. They are going along with the run rate, which is just a run over, just over a run, a ball and over. So I don't think the panic will have set in yet for Lathbury. But
Pressure bowling, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in the field as well from Calpe, they've got their tails up. That one fired in by Rick Hatchman on the pickup. They're just wanting to squeeze Lathbury here, and it's a good ploy. It's a good plan. You just sense the pendulum swinging. Didn't quite get hold of that, but they'll get another run. Some really quality bowling, though. 64 for 3 as we're coming towards the end of the 10th and the halfway stage. Very well bowled again. James Fitzgerald just kind of gliding that one off the bat down. Charles Harrison there, backward point, in on that one. The skipper, he'll be happy so far with how his team have bowled and fielded.
Absolutely, they've been solid so far.
Pitched up again and just pushed through with a bit of extra zip on. Fitzgerald, again, didn't really look that confident behind the shot.
Very solid over here.
Yeah, very good over once again. Finish it off here. Oh, Fitzgerald's got this wrong. That's a fantastic over to finish the 10th as we're 64 for 3 at the halfway stage. And the current run rate going at 6.4 means that the required run rate has gone up to 8.4 and over now. So we can see how those last few overs there have just started to squeeze the Lathbury team.
Yeah, they're under it a little bit here. The 8, like you say, 8 and over. They're going to have a couple of big overs in the next 2 or 3 to try and ease that pain a little bit.
I think they know with Lorne Burns' economy rate, he's not a batsman which can easily get away. So I think they're just saving Lorne.
Yeah,
for an ideal point in the match, because things at the minute are going wrong.
Absolutely, I think you look at players like Jade Dernbach, who was always brought on towards the end to finish a match, and perhaps this is something they're thinking about with Lorne. Maybe Lorne could be that finishing bowler for
Yeah,
Calpe.
I think that's a really good point actually. Will they go just bowl Lorne who's 4 out at the end of the game? Hatchman again goes to the stumps. Yeah, if you're going to have a run in the cheeky singles, I think Calpe have said, look, have a go, put them under pressure. Yeah, I was just talking about there about Lorne maybe finishing off in his final 4. They've got Zammit to bowl 1. I wouldn't be surprised if they bowled Zammit 19 or 20. Zach Simpson at the minute is bowling like a dream, though. Absolute dream. With 1 point... Is that his second ball of the over, or was that the third ball?
That was the third ball.
That was the third ball. That was a wide, sadly, for Zach, but only 7 runs so far on a wicket. As he comes in again. Fitzgerald pushes it into the leg side. Oh, misfield from Simpson. No. Just bounced off the edge of the square there. But James Fitzgerald not interested in taking the second run. As Sam Dixon is back on strike. Be interesting to see, Sam, if you can go large against Zach Simpson, as this one's a bit more floaty. It's well bowled again. They'll take the one. Oh, this is a terrible throw. But well backed up in the field there from Avon Valverde. Rick Hatchman got that completely wrong in the field. He went nearly to... I don't think if Will O'Donnell behind the stumps had been 10 foot tall, he'd have got that one. It was went for the underarm flick, and it went miles over the top.
He's very close to the wicket. I know Zach's only a spinner, but he's very up there. And
oh, fantastic!
You don't need to be that
Look
far
at
away
that.
when that happens.
And the Duracell bunny has just flown straight down to fine leg. Avoided all his teammates in doing so, but what a ball. That's pressure, and that's what pressure does. I think James Fitzgerald, who has to go, bowled by Simpson. And Simpson gets his second wicket of the night. Matt Whelan comes in for the Lightning here with Lathbury in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, 68 for 4.
I mean, if Calpe do win tonight, and I don't want to speak too soon on it, almost guarantees them that second spot berth. I know they're only 3 points clear.
What we've seen in the GPL and performances, I was impressed with Med Vikings last night. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Calpe quite rightly would be in that second spot if especially beating Lathbury. No one else has beaten Lathbury.
No, that's it. If they do win tonight, I think it's one of those. I think Calpe know and are disappointed with how their season's gone. If you look on paper, I think they would at the start of the season thought we're in with a really good chance of winning this tournament. I think they just set off. It didn't really quite click for them at the start. They were a little bit unlucky. As that comes in again, just prodded away by Whelan. But yeah, I think Calpe have come back really, really strongly in the second half of the season. Sadly for them, Lathbury have just gone on from kind of strength to strength, and has meant that Calpe haven't really been able to kind of catch up with them.
69-4 after 11 overs. Just take the opportunity to thank our sponsors, Lathbury, again for continued support of Gibraltar Cricket and the Gibraltar Cricket Premier League.
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, if you look at Calpe's losses this season, they've lost twice to Lathbury. One of those games was a very unfortunate loss, which actually most would have probably put the money on Calpe as you went into that kind of section of that game to win it. So then if it comes to this game, it would have been one win apiece from both Lathbury and Calpe. In the game before that, they lost by 1 run as well to the Vikings. So actually, on paper, Calpe, it's not been they've not fallen by that much. Wide ball there called. Yeah, it's one of those. I think you're quite rightly in saying no charge. I think Calpe probably, on the grand scheme of things, have probably been the second best team in this GPL.
Like I say, I've been impressed with some of the mid-Vikings performances, and the Hurricanes are always solid as an outfit, but I just think they're quite rightly in the second spot in the table.
Yeah, I think Vikings and Hurricanes. I mean, Vikings started the season well, but I think they've again within players unavailable and players not really getting going in the second half of the season. Harding's Hurricanes have struggled, had a really tough season from themselves. I think Calpe, you've got to look and say, actually, Calpe have probably been not just the second best team, but have really will look back on this tournament and go, you know what, a little bit more luck here and there, we might have been up there challenging Lathbury. We are here with Lathbury. I've got Louis Bruce shaking his head. Louis Bruce doesn't seem to agree with me on that one, but I tend to remember, Louis, that in the first game of the season between the two of you, it was only 5 penalty runs which got you the win. Was it not? Louis Bruce is suffering from short-term memory loss at this point.
It happens with those of a certain age.
I know, What's the expression, Mr. Charge? Was it gold-tinted spectacles?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Louis Bruce, I mean, I think he's probably listened to some of the commentary earlier, and he knows I've been complimenting him, and he might be pushing a bit too far to say things that weren't actually reality.
Agreed.
You know?
I mean, the really bright yellow kit is definitely.
And I think we've always mentioned how Louis Bruce is just, he's very young, he's a youngster, but I think he's not come of age.
You always know a good player when they think everything's going for them and nothing's again.
He's obviously been reading the
Confidence
Kevin
is
Peterson books again. You know.
To be fair, Calpe was a hell of a batsman.
He was
a hell of a batsman.
But he definitely had a bit of an attitude to him, didn't he?
We say gold-tinted spectacles. His were made of sapphire or some really expensive metal, I think.
To be fair, when you have a team of winners, you have to manage the egos.
100% agreed.
You had Freddie Flintoff in England, you had KP. Australia had unlimited egos, but they were so good at working together as a team.
But I'd say that about this Lathbury side, and I know they've been a very, very strong outfit throughout the whole of this tournament and have played very, very good cricket. But you look at the confidence which is built throughout that entire team, and it's built on that kind of each player believes in their ability, and they've been supporting one another. And Charge, you mentioned earlier about Lizzie Ferrari and her performances throughout this GPL. How good have they been? And I think that confidence, once things start to get the ball rolling and that confidence starts flowing, everyone starts to think, actually, we can not just we can win this, but we are the best team here. And I think that builds. Whereas on the other side, you look at the Hardings Hurricanes, who've lost every game so far, but I don't think they're as bad as what that statistics show.
It's amazing what confidence breeds.
Amazing what cricket's renowned for it, though, isn't
absolutely.
it? Like they talk about nick in cricket, and it's so incredible as a batsman when you're in good nick how things they seem like they can just go for you, and then when you're in bad nick, you just can't. It's almost like you cannot get anything go for you. It's a strange one. But
we talked about it earlier on, and obviously we can see now Lorne's coming on to bowl. We thought that he might come on as a finisher. You know, I'm sure if you're in the field and Lorne's stepping up to bowl, that must breed confidence in you, because you know he's going to be absolutely spot on the line. The first ball is a wide there, but you can see, you know, as the first delivery there was still, even though it was a wide, there was a good bit of intent in what he was trying to do.
I'd say this about Lorne, or good players in general. When you're on the team with a good player, it breeds your confidence in, because we've got Lorne. You get that buzz going. But I'd also say it can put some negativity into the opposition, because as an opposition player, when you've got someone who's in such good form or such a good player coming in, it can almost send your mindset to not confident, and players start to play within themselves a little bit, especially against Lorne. I've noticed against Lorne, batsmen, because they're a bit wary of him, don't play as confidently, and that's a very nice shot. That's really well fielded again. Calpe have been exceptional. Apart from a few drops, have been really on it in the field tonight.
Yeah, you can see, with the state of the game, Lathbury needs 71 from 46 deliveries at a run rate of 9.26. So as we keep talking about, the run rate's creeping. They're going to need that big over. I remember watching a couple of cameos from Matt in Malta.
He can hit the ball.
He can hit the ball, so perhaps he's just setting himself here for a couple of big shots.
You're right. The thing I'd say is, I know we were talking about maybe bringing Lorne at the end. I think Calpe is smelling a bit of blood here, and they're going, you know what? The run rate's creeping up. Now we're going to bring on almost our key bowler.
Yep.
And try and really push that run rate up even further.
Really strangle.
Oh, that's a really good shot.
That is a good shot.
They've got the fielder out there at square leg. I think they're going to try and strangle the game here, Calpe, and just make that required run rate for the last 5 overs, so to speak, really difficult, or the last few overs really difficult for Lathbury to chase. Ooh, drops that a bit short. Oh, and he'll get away with it. It's hit straight back down the ground, straight at him. Good take from Lorne Burns. It was hit firmly.
I have to admit, if I was umpiring there, I might have been a bit worried that was coming at me. That was hit with a bit of ferocity.
Chargy, you'd have been miles away at that point. You'd have been on your back somewhere down leg side.
Dancing down the leg, yeah, dancing down the leg. Quite possibly.
Is it too soon, Chargy?
Good first over there from Lorne Burns. Only 6 from it. Good keeping as well. He gets the ball to rip and he pushes it through at pace. He varies his pace. And I think that's some good keeping from Will O'Donnell behind the stumps.
Certainly.
Taking a very good catch as well. The catch from Zach Simpson. Big wicket of Julian Freone. Although Freone didn't seem to be happy with it. He had to go. So 69 needed off 42 balls. Still the 6 wickets in hand. This game is not done yet. There was a time at the start of the season, like we said before, where Calpe looked in the driving seat and Lathbury came back and did claim the win. But, yeah, you join us for some absolute classics between these two this season. As we start the 14th over. That'll be a 1. Again, not quite got hold of that, Whelan, but I'll take the 1. I think Calpe now just been a little bit less aggressive in the field. They're dropping players back a touch onto those ones. At this point, 1s aren't going to do it. They're going to need a boundary almost and over. That's really well bowled. Really well bowled.
Yeah,
As Dixon
run rate's just gone up to over 10 now, so Lathbury really have got to find some big shots here.
Yeah, I think the pressure's starting to build a bit on Lathbury. Louis Bruce was saying to the guys out there, got time, but time seems to be running out as he goes big, but straight down the ground, and Brian Zammit will collect that one. I think they just realise as well they're going to have to go. One of these two is going to have to go here. Current run rate is going at 1 a ball, 6 and over.
I think 10 is dead ball. With that 10 ball, dead ball, I was just going to say, I think 10 are over under lights with almost dewy conditions here at Europa tonight. It's going to be an ask, It's going to take a couple of big hits on a consistent basis in the next couple of overs.
That's hit firmly and straight to mid-off. Who's actually... They've got an interesting... Yeah, the mid-off here isn't all the way, which is an interesting one. Oh, now he is. Now he's been sent all the way back. I think they've got...
2.
So I think they've got 2 fields here. I think for Whelan, they bring mid-off up. But for Dixon, they just push him back and they'll give him the 1. Yeah. Still going at 1 and over here. Oh, sorry, 1 a ball. Calpe have definitely got their tails up. Yeah, it's not so easy on obviously on our live feed. Once the floodlights come on, then it gets really dark. But we'll try and keep you. Oh, that's a brilliant shot, really good, and it's a much needed boundary for Lathbury. Matty Whelan,
Majestic Matt
moves on to 13 runs, 87 for 4 after 14. This is where that innings kind of at the end, a few of those big shots at the end of Calpe innings from the likes of Lee Sims become really handy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, Chargy. So far, who's your player of the match? I know we've got 6 overs left.
Oof, that's the question.
It's going to be a tough one tonight, huh?
Absolutely. There's been so many good performances. I thought Vic's cameo with the bat was good earlier on. Matt Whelan, 3 catches.
Yeah.
Currently at the crease, 13 off 10 as well. I mean, Matt Whelan, if he was to become match winner as well, I think he'd be hard to argue with.
Oh, it's a reverse sweep. Over the top of Simpson down there at short third man, and that's gone all the way for 4. Didn't quite get a hold of it, Sam Dixon, but that's a brilliant shot. Realised the fielder was in, went for the reverse sweep off Burns and gets it. Good shot. What about Zach Simpson? I mean, 2 wickets,
Yeah.
but for the 2 wickets which he actually took in the match.
2 huge wickets.
Two huge wickets. That's really well fielded by Amy Valverde down at short fine leg. Brilliant stuff from Calpe.
Score moves on to 92 for 4.
Yeah, I at this point in time, I think, look, if Calpe win, those 2 wickets from Zach Simpson at the time that he took them
Absolutely,
and who they were.
Cricket is timing, you know. You need to take those wickets when they're most needed. And
Oh, he's gone high. This could be out.
just
Oh,
landed
he's missed
short
it.
of the fielder, and they're going to run 2.
Rick Hatchman
and
didn't
it's
get
2,
there.
yeah.
Oh, that could have been the game. That could have been the game.
Matt Whelan moves to 15. You'd like to think he needs
Didn't quite get there, Hatchman.
to reset and look for that boundary again here. That was a worrying moment for him, but he survived it.
Oh,
It's
Lon
wide.
Burns throws down one down leg. Unusual for him.
I can't remember seeing 2 wides off
No.
from lawn in any of the previous GPL matches. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think both these teams know that this game's really in the balance here, and this could be huge for Calpe if they get the win. I know they're not going to win the league.
You can feel the edginess in the air a little bit, you know. I think both teams badly want to win this game tonight.
I think it's going to be a difficult goal for man of the match. I really do. It's going to be one of those where I think we're all going to have our own different opinions on it because it's been such a tight game with a few different performances. Shot. That could go all the way. 6 runs. Sam Dixon goes large. Struggled a little bit so far in the innings, but the fact that he's still in there gives him that ability to go now.
Last ball of the 15th over.
And he'll just push that one there for 1. There's a much needed over from Lathbury. As the run rate comes down to 9 needed and over. 5 overs to go, 103 for 4.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
45 off 30. This is going to
gonna
get exciting near the end.
This is going
here.
to be tight. This was going to be, I mean,
This could be a Daffabet Gibraltar Premier League classic.
this could be the classic. This could be the game of the tournament. I know their first game is so far. I think for me, that so far their game of the tournament was the first game between these two. This could top it.
Could eclipse it, yeah.
I mean, it went down to the last ball, so it's going to be difficult. But let's see. This
And there
could.
really has been some quality cricket on show again tonight.
Oh, incredible.
Zach Simpson back into the attack.
Simpson back into attack. Now, if Simpson manages to stem them here or take a wicket, for me, overthrow. No, buzzers. It's all over the place. No extra run got from it, but there was some You can feel the tension in the air, can't you?
Oh,
You can
absolutely.
with
You
a
can
knife.
cut the air with a knife here, and it moves to 44 off 29. It's the equation.
Brilliant stuff, though, from both these teams. As Simpson comes in again. Oh, it's an appeal. Oh. Must have got his foot back in. Sam Dixon went for the big heave-ho. Completely missed it.
Smart wicket-keeping there from Will
Foot
O'Donnell.
slips back into the
But
crease.
I think he was just about there. I think
it was very quick foot.
touch and go.
Yeah.
It was quick work, but I think his foot was.
It was quick feet. He almost looked like he slid his foot back into that crease. He's got very, well, I say he's got very tall legs, but he slid it back into the crease. There's a slow, drifty one. That's punched out into offside. This could go all the way. Giles Harrison trying to get round to it. Dives. Brilliant fielding from Harrison. They're only going to get the two. Only going to get two or one? Just the one. I think they were ball watching a little bit. There was definitely 2 runs if they wanted it. I think they thought with the outfield it was going to go forward. Like I said, it does hold up on that turf. Wide ball from Simpson. We just look at Simpson at the minute. So 2.3 overs, 13 runs, 2 wickets, economy rate of 5.2. Was that a drop? Now it's gone down leg side. Unless it's hit the pad, I can only think that's come off something there, charging. It's always difficult from this angle to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the light is fading. It is a wide, the next ball.
Will be given a wide. Zach Simpson just dropping it down leg a little bit. He's probably wary that Dixon is quite strong on that offside. Oh, that is a beaut of a ball. Dixon didn't seem to know anything about it. I say Dixon, sorry, I was Matt Whelan, isn't it? Who was batting there? Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about Dixon. It is Matt Whelan. Just gets a fist bump from Sam Dixon. Matt Whelan kind of left that one and wasn't expecting it. These two are roommates on tour, by the way, Zach Simpson and Matt Whelan. When we went to Malta. Mm-hmm. Oh my word. That potentially is the shot of the tournament. 6 runs for Sam Dixon with a switch hit, a reverse switch hit, reverse. I'm not really sure.
We might be 1 or 2 runs.
Mm,
Now
mm.
I'm going with it. Can't keep changing it. Shouldn't have changed it.
Oh, he goes to the sweep off lawn, doesn't get it right, hits him in his chest. That'll be a dot. Sorry for the delay there, chaps. Just trying to work out. There was something not quite right, but we've worked it out. There's still 2 balls to go at the end of this over. So 118 for 4 off 16.4 overs. 2 balls to come in this over as Lawn Burns comes into bowl. Oh, very well bowled. Just skidded that one through.
What you putting it as? What you putting it as?
Zach Simpson will bowl out here. 16 for 2 off his 3.1 over so far. Oh, what's going on here?
It's a dead ball. It's a dead ball. The batsman did put his hand up to say, I'm not ready to receive
It wasn't
the ball.
called. It wasn't called. The umpire, I think he might have been out if that wasn't given.
Dead ball.
He's not called it. No. He's not called a dead ball. That's a dot.
I'm not sure the batsman would have been too happy there if that had been given
No,
out.
I mean... Oh, he's gone for the big heave-ho and he's missed it. 121 for 5. Required run rate has crept up to 11.57. Calpe were really in the mix here. Zach Simpson again. Brilliant bowling from Simpson. The economy rate, 4.
What's that you saying?
I think that was a dead ball, but he's just not signalled it. Because Zach Simpson here is going to have another ball, yeah. I think that one which he did ball was a dead ball.
No clear signal.
No clear signal, so I do apologise for that. That's gone high. Oh! Full toss missed by Advani. And that will be the end.
Sorry, Harsh. 1, 2, 2, mate. Yeah.
Fantastic bowling from Zach Simpson. Finishes with figures of 17 for 2 off his 4 overs. Economy rate of 4.25.
It is. It's correct. It's 1, 2, 2, 5 off 18.
Burns comes into bowl. He connected with that Alvani, but he's going to pick out the fielder at this cow corner boundary. 26 runs needed off 12 balls. Well, sorry, I say 11 balls, so 25 needed off 11. So it should be 1, 2, 3 for 5 boys off 18.1. Okay, Dixon on strike. 1 run from the over so far. Dixon punches that into the offside. It'll be a dot. Really well bowled from Burns. In again from Burns. This is going to go all the way. This is huge. Over the scaffolding and over the road. I didn't hear a crash. Didn't hear a crash there, but that went miles from Sam Dixon. That was a huge shot from Sam Dixon. Lorne Burns, having started the over very, very well with just 1 single from his first 3, has just been put straight back over his head by Dixon. Incredible shot play from Sam Dixon, who moves on to 38. Harsh has just informed me that 18 runs are needed off 8 balls. Mate. It's gone high. And it's been pouched! Paddy Hatchman! Oh, it gone high. It went high. Was it going to just be over the boundary? It wasn't. Paddy Hatchman takes an absolute screamer at mid-off. Sorry, should I say long off. Brilliant work from Calpe, and Lorne Burns gets that wicket following a brilliant 6 from Dixon. He went for it again, and he just didn't quite get enough on it. And Paddy Hatchman holds his nerve underneath a high one. Brilliant cricket all round here. And Calpe now, you would say, are, well, odds-on favourite for the victory. Jack Horrocks walks out to the crease. 19 runs required off 7 balls with 4 wickets remaining. Required run rate of 16.29. The run rate kind of goes out the question now, as we only got really 1 ball left of the 19th, and then we're into the final over. Paddy Hatchman with an absolute screamer. Now, that's called what's That's called holding your nerve. That. There's some strange kind of misty fog descends on the stadium. All got almost an eerie feel about it. This could be out. Did hear a bit of bat on that from Advani. I think it did sound woody. But that will be the end of the over, and a dot for Lorne Burns, who finishes with 2 wickets from his 4 overs. Went to an economy of 10.25, but he got an important wicket of Sam Dixon this over, which could just give the game to Calpe. 19 runs required from the last over. Are we going to see something dramatic? Or is Lathbury's unbeaten run coming to an end at the hands of Calpe? 1-2-9 for 6. And Brian Zammit comes on for the final over of the game. Brian Zammit bowled very well in his first 3 overs. Only 23 runs from it. Economy of 7.6. Didn't take a wicket, but decent bowler. I just wonder at this point if Sam Dixon hadn't have holed out to Lorne on that last ball. I think, would he have taken a liking to the pace on the ball here from Zammit? I mean, it was worth a go. He was so close to getting over that boundary line. Paddy Hatchman with a brilliant catch down there. Zammit comes in. Oh, this could be a no ball. This should be a no ball. This should be a no ball call. Not a no ball is the shout. 4 runs. Call from the square leg umpire is not a no ball. It did look very no ballish from here, you know.
3.
No, it's not a no ball.
It's 2 runs.
2 runs, no boundary. So there was a reversal of the decision there from the umpire.
Zammit comes in again. Step back and slap by Horrocks. Very straight. Paddy Hatchman down there on the boundary line. Picks it up, bangs it back in. Advani back onto strike. Advani pulls it out into the leg side. That'll only be a 1 run. There's only... Ignore the scoreboard for now. There's only been 4 runs off the over so far. 14 runs needed from 3 deliveries.
Horrocks was...
Zammit in again. Horrocks goes big, slapped out into the leg side. There'll be a fielder there at Cow, picks that one up. It'll only be the single. 13 off 2, is it? 14 off 2. Harsh. There was a 1 there, though, wasn't there?
Yeah, 2, 1, 1.
Okay. Good to see you guys are keeping up with this, because I'm not. Right, Zammit in again. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. It's bowled in Advani. Yorker length delivery.
And that's the match.
That will be the match. Only 1 ball to come after this. Advani has to go, and Calpe Giants are going to be are going to break the unbeaten Lathbury Lightning's record here. Won't be a perfect season for Lathbury, sadly, but
Is it Suresh?
it does look like Suresh is coming into bat here.
Just the 1 delivery.
1 delivery to
14
come.
required, so unfortunately, unless there's a wide or a no ball, this looks like game, set, match to the Calpe Giants.
It does indeed. A wicket for Zammit as well, who's bowled really well. Only 28 runs from his 3.5 overs. Gets a wicket to go along with it. And it's been a fantastic fielding display from the Calpe Giants. Have really bowled and fielded very, very well here. Took wickets early doors, and important wickets. And it's just going to cost them as Suresh goes big. Oh, it looks like a refusal in the outfielder there for a catch. But they'll just leave it go, let it go for a 1. And that will be the match. Lathbury Lightning fall at the hands of the Calpe Giants in an absolute cracker. Those middle over spells from Calpe, from the likes of Lorne Burns and most importantly, Zach Simpson. I think Zach Simpson, exceptional, finished with an economy of 4. Took 2 wickets to go along with it, the wickets of Julian Froney and Raul Daswani, which were really important, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Brilliant in the field all round. The Hatchman catch at the end on the last ball of the 19th, when Sam Dixon was just starting to hit the ball big. Some incredible shot play from Sam Dixon. I've seen a reverse kind of switch hit for 6. And the 6 back over Lorne Burns' head just before he was out. Ginormous. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Lathbury, though. And Calpe will take the win, which moves them on to 12 points with 2 games to go. The thing is that Calpe will be looking at here is the 2 games which they have are against bottom of the table Hardings Hurricanes. And they'll be fancying themselves to finish the season having finishing with 2 wins, I think.
Obviously, like to thank Joe for his continued commentary tonight, and thank Harsh, who's just taken a quick break from proceedings at the end of the match. And obviously, we're going to say good night and thank Duffabet again for their continued support of Chip Cricket.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not 100% sure here, Hodge Archie, so I'm going to keep speaking like we are, but I think you've ended the match, which I think means that this isn't going out to anybody.
Very good. Well, if it isn't,
happy days. If not,
happy days. If not, good night from us.
Good night from us.